Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about jail mail. I'm going to use the comics and trace the pictures on them. I'm going to put them on envelopes. It'll look like this. I can make cards and trade. I can do all kinds of stuff with it. The other idea I have is to use the deck of cards and just glue the comics to the back of them, and I can trade these. These are cute little gifts to give somebody. See, here's one I made to send to my mom. Here's another one, and then I'll just put the comics on the back. Some of them are actually really funny, but I have a whole bunch of them here. Or we can decorate the envelopes. This is just deodorant with the magazines. Here's a card too that I made, and then here's the inside of the card. It's really funny. That way, years from now, me and my mom can look back and read all the stuff that I sent her and just see how far I've come. I have some of the letters, drawings, and all that good stuff from when I was in jail. I'm going to go through and show you guys some of the stuff I made. I'll read you some of the letters and just let you know kind of where my mind was at in early recovery. It was really hard in early recovery being in jail. I was trying to stay clean in jail, but without learning the tools to do so or the coping skills or anything. I'm going to show you what I did to help me get through early recovery before I got to go to sober living and just where my mind was at. If you don't know my story, the last time I was arrested, I had went to 3 different jails. I was on the run. So once I got caught at one jail, they transferred me to the next one and the next one because I had to get everything taken care of. I missed court. I had a violation of probation, and so on. Me and my mom were writing letters back and forth. So this was just randomly throughout the time. My mom kept the letters that I wrote her. I think I have her letters too, but I have to look for those. But I do have the ones that she saved that I wrote her. Something that I did every single day. I had a Bible. I would read my Bible every day. And then there were other books that we had. This is a page. I don't remember how I got this page. Some jails have AA meetings you can go to once a week. I think this might have been from that. I can't remember, you guys. It was so long ago. This has your thought for today. It has Bible verses on it. Something I had sent to my mom. I have tons of little comics that I thought were funny at the time. I need to pull all these up and read them because they're probably not funny. Here's a Garfield one. It says, him drinking coffee. Garfield says, burp. That was unnecessary. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, these are not really, these are like cheesy, but you know, here's Garfield. Here are 2 little yogurts eating together. I don't know, you guys. Oh, my big fat Greek wedding. Oh, my big fat Greek yogurt wedding. That's probably why I sent that, because, you know, the movie. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. My mind was like everywhere. Okay, here's some more. I don't have a problem. Bruce Wayne does while he's holding a martini glass. To me, that's funny because I used to always say I don't have a problem. So, you know, if the shoe fits. I'm not going to go through all of them and read them, you guys, but there's tons of little comics like this. Tons. And when I say tons, I mean tons. One of my bunkies taught me how to make these, which, I mean, it's not hard to make, but when you're in jail, you wouldn't think to make this. We would glue the comics on the back of a playing card. And we would glue it with toothpaste, and that's how it would stick. And how we got the comics, we would get a newspaper every Sunday. I think the comics came in. And they would get one newspaper for the whole pod to read. So after everybody was done reading it, me and my bunkie would cut out the comics. And then we would keep them just to do like our arts and crafts. I did a lot of like drawing and tracing. And then we would just do little stuff like this. Here's another one. It's just silly stuff, but you know, when you're in jail, that's all you have. Here's another one, but some of them were just like pictures. Some of them are actually like little funny. More Garfield. I loved Garfield. He's in a lot of these comics that I sent. Here's a bunch more. Here's more. It's so funny, you guys. I can't believe this stuff is still like, you can still read this. Here's another card that I put together. More comics. On Mother's Day, which I've made a skit about this, but on Mother's Day, we would make cards in there. So some of us would make cards like this to trade. So I didn't have a whole lot of money in jail. And if I did get money, it was just sporadically. So I would always hustle by drawing, coloring cards, the comics. When me and my bunkie started doing the comics, we were able to trade and get a lot more stuff because people weren't doing that. So it was something different than just a regular card. And then they were funny and they would make people laugh. But this one, I wrote Happy Mother's Day, a flower, and then the color came from deodorant and a magazine. You can see it's not a colored pencil. You can see how it was wiped on. It almost looks like tie-dye, but we would take the deodorant and wipe it on a magazine and then just color in where we could. But that's crazy. It looks cool. It turned out good. It's just on like regular paper. I sent my mom this dog smiling because I just thought it was hilarious. I laughed forever about that. And it says, you're Sigsy and you know it. That song was like popular then. Happy Mother's Day. Love always, Tina. P.S. I'm so proud of you. I love you, Mom. P.S.S. I thought this dog would make you laugh. I did. Thank you for always being here for me. And that's my little goofy self in jail. I tried to make the best of it, you guys. And then here's another one. Remember whether it's a good day or a bad day. Here's some more drawing. I mean, it wasn't too bad, you know. It's always a love you day. This is from 2016. It says, Mom, I love you. I hope you're doing good. I think about you all the time. I really am proud of you and I hope to hear from you soon. And that's it on that. And then I've got a couple of letters that I wrote to my mom. This one, I wanted to read a couple of lines from this one to you guys. I want to try to read some of this stuff so you guys can see where my mind was at. But I don't want to bore you with like the boring stuff. In this letter, it's just me telling my mom about how my bunkie taught me how to make some cool stuff in jail. And that I've been drawing and it helps the time pass. I've been reading my Bible and praying a lot. And I'm promising her that I'm going to get help this time. I've been thinking about everything and I'm going to stay sober. I just know it. I told her that I've been depressed, but I've been praying and that the longer I stay sober, the better I feel. I just want you to know that I'm sorry for all the stress I've put you through. Thank you for helping me like you have. Thank you for always being there for me. Please, Mom, just don't give up on me. I love you. I want you to be proud that I'm your daughter. Like I'm proud that you're my mom. I really hope to hear from you. I don't know when my court date is, but if you could just write me back. I miss you so much. I really hope you keep your head up and stay strong. Here's a little bit on the back. So yes, it was very depressing in jail. It was very hard dealing with feelings in early recovery and doing it in jail because it's like you want to feel, but you don't because it's a lot. It's a lot, you guys. And then, like I said, they didn't teach us how to deal with that in there. They just lock you up. That's why I say just locking addicts up does not help the situation. Yes, it can help in the process, but it doesn't like help. It's not like a good treatment. It could be a step towards it, but there's more to it than just locking people up and taking the substance away. Here is a flower just for you. Same thing. I drew on it and did the deodorant magazine. And then there's a comic on the back. It says, hurry, honey, keeping up with the car crashings is on. I don't know, you guys. So not only was I going through all of that emotionally, physically, mentally in early recovery, I was trying to get into a rehab or sober living or somewhere. And in one of the jails I was in, the public defender I had just didn't care. He did not care about anything. I had rehabs reaching out to him, sending him the information. All I had to do was sign it. He wasn't even bringing paperwork to me. I was in a different state, so my family couldn't just help me with that. It was tough, you guys. I felt like I wasn't going to get help because every time I tried to get help, something would happen and I was just stuck in jail. But I didn't give up. Each jail I went to, I would find another person to ask. Public defender, I even asked the judge. I asked anybody I saw. Who I ended up getting help from was in the last jail, and it was from hearing the other women inmates that were getting into programs. I was like, yes, finally. And I'm like, but that doesn't mean I'll get into one. I don't have money, and you know, there were just so many obstacles, but I just kept trying. I kept asking questions, and finally, it happened. A lot of these letters are just me kind of venting and letting my mom kind of know where my mind was and that I was not going to give up. No matter how stressful it was, no matter how many no's I got, no matter how much in the back of my mind I thought I wasn't going to get help, I kept asking anyway. One of the jails I was at, they kept sending me to court and then rescheduling, so I wouldn't even get to see the judge. Either my public defender didn't show up or the judge didn't show up. It was always something and it was very stressful. But I just kept going, you guys. I just kept going. But yeah, most of these letters, you know, were just talking to my mom because I knew my mom would understand where I was coming from. It was a very dark time. It was very scary. I didn't know what was going to happen to me. I didn't know if when I got out of jail, I was going to be homeless again and have to start with nothing and not even know how to do it. Oh, here's another letter. Okay, this one has a rose on it. This is, life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. I love that quote. It's still one of my favorite quotes. I was even trying to get transferred back home, but they weren't letting me do that. It was just crazy, you guys. I tried every which way I could to get help. Here's another. Do you remember those Love Is comics? I had a couple of them I sent to my mom, telling my mom I was just sick of that life. Jail is gross. I don't want to go back there. I don't want to get out and go back to the life that I had. I was just so over it, you guys. I was so done with that. I'm glad that I had my mom to talk to about things. Someone that could relate to me. You know, there were a couple of girls in jail that I got close with. But it was really, really hard, you guys. It was hard. Especially the way jails treat addicts, the way society treats addicts. It's really hard. Even if you want with all your might to get clean and get on the right path, you have so much against you. You just got to keep asking for help. It'll be so worth it. It is hard. It's really hard in early recovery. Just because you're in jail doesn't mean it's easy to stay clean, because it's not. There's temptations in jail. You just got to really want it. You got to really, really want it. And I know I always say this, but just please know you're not alone. Even through the dark times, when you're stressful, when you feel like nobody cares, you just want to give up, nothing's working out. Give it time. Keep trying. I always say don't give up. I always tell you guys to not give up. You've got to find your people. We are out here and we care. I do always add links to my long form videos. If you guys scroll down in the description, and then you can always look up stuff too if you Google it. Just start calling numbers, start calling hotlines in your area, and just keep reaching out and keep asking for help. I know I say this all the time. That's a little bit about me and some of the stuff I used to send to my mom and what we talked about, and just how I was able to get through jail and in early recovery, and how I got help, and how it's a lot, but you just can't give up. If you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for watching and for hanging out with me today. See you guys.